Hello everyone. This session we are going to discuss about IFRS and IASB, International Financial Reporting Standard and International Accounting Standard Board. So before going to discuss the IFRS, we should know some of the terms. So that is some of the terms GAAP, AS, IAS, and AS. So what do you mean by GAAP? All of us know that is in order to maintain the uniformity in accounting a statement, financial statement all over the world, we are following certain principles, concepts, and conventions. So that is we call as a generally accepted accounting principles. All over the world, every nation they are following their own standard also. Say example, one nation in India, they followed in Indian standard. So that is we can say it is a AS. So that means accounting standard followed by any one nation. So that's we can say it is an AS. And another term is an IAS. If it is two or more nations, countries, they are following one accounting standard. So that's we can say international accounting standard. So normally, generally accepted accounting principles all over, we are following some of the few changes. Some of the every nation they are prepared their own standard. So if it is within the nation, so that's we can say it is an accounting standard, and more than two countries if they are following a same accounting standard, that's we can say IAS. So after recently, in order to maintain this uniformity, a latest form of IAS, International Accounting Standard, so that is introduced. That's we can say it is an IFRS. So IFRS we can say it is we can say it is a modified form of IAS. So IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard, it's certain rules, followed by all over the world. Some of the nations they are following. So this IFRS introduced by IASB, International Accounting Standard Board, and all over the world, every nation they can follow this IFRS in two method. So that is we can say one it is adoption, another method that is in convergence. So if a nation adopt IFRS as it is, so that's we can say it's an adoption. If any of the nations they are following the modified form of IFRS, so that's we can say it's within that organization nation they can also that's use. So that's we can say it is a convergence. So example in India we have accounting standard, so that's existing accounting standard clubbed with the IFRS and introduced INT AS. So we are following the convergence method. We adopt convergence method clubbed our accounting standard with the IFRS, that's we can say INT AS. So here some of the terms generally accepted accounting principles: AS within the nation, IAS international level, and IFRS it's a modified form of IAS, and INT AS in India existing accounting standard clubbed with the IFRS we can say, so that is INT AS. So come to our topic IFRS. So IFRS foundations. So IFRS, it's mostly required for multinational companies, global companies, their branches in another nation. In order to maintain the uniformity, they have to follow this IFRS. So here, multinational and global companies across the world prepare the financial statement for each country in which they do business, in accordance with each country's generally accepted accounting principles evolved from the International Accounting Standard issued by International Accounting Standard Committee from 1973 to 2001. So before that, that is all over the world. Every nation they are following their own generally accepted accounting principles. So during this period, 41 accounting standards were released IAC lasted for 27 years till 2001. So after 2001, at the time of establishment of ISP, they agreed adopt a revised set of standard issued by the IAC, but any standard to be published after that would follow series known as International Financial Reporting Standard. So IFRS, we can say it's a modified form of the existing IAS. Already we have IAS, International Accounting Standard. So that is modified and introduced a latest form or newest version, that's we can say it is a IFRS. So what do you mean by IFRS? So IFRS is an acronym for International Financial Reporting Standard and covers full set of principles and rules on reporting of various items, transactions or situations in the financial statements. Often they are referred to as principles based standards because they describe principles rather than the dictate rigid accounting rules for treatment of certain items. In simple words, we can say IFRS are a set of international accounting standards stating how a particular type of transactions and other events should be reported in the financial statement. So they are guidelines and rules set by IASB which the company and organization can follow while preparing their financial statement. IFRS, this International Financial Reporting Standard, that include these four things. First of International Financial Reporting Standard, so that is issued by the International Accounting Standard Board. International Accounting Standard, that is issued by the IASC, International Accounting Standard Committee. Interpretations originated from International Financial Reporting Interpretation Committee, and interpretations originated Standing Interpretation Committee. So IFRS foundations. So IFRS, that's a modified form of IAS, International Accounting Standard, and that's introduced by IASB, International Accounting Standard Board. So the IFRS Foundation is the legal entity under which the International Accounting Standard Board operates. The foundation is governed by the board of 22 trustees. IASB, International Accounting Standard Board. So the IASB, that's introduced IFRS. The board is solely responsible for issuing the International Financial Reporting Standard, IFRS standards. The International Accounting Standard Board is the independent accounting standard setting body of IFRS Foundation. And this International Accounting Standard Board was founded on April 1st, 2001 as the successor to the International Accounting Standard Committee. So what are the membership and qualification of IASB members? The board is independent group of experts with appropriate mix of recent practical experience in setting accounting standard, in preparing, auditing, or using the financial reports, and in accounting education. Broad geographical diversity is also required. So from all over the nation, some of the experts are there in this as a member of IASB. Board members are responsible for the development and publication of IFRS standards, including IFRS for the small medium enterprises standards. The board is also responsible for approving the interpretations of IFRS standard as developed by IFRS Interpretation Committee. Formerly, it was IFRIC. So membership and qualification. So members are appointed by the trustee of IFRS Foundation through an open and rigorous process that include advertising vacancies and consulting relevant organizations. So all over the world, some of the representatives are there, some of the members also there. Here, IASB. From 2000, the IASB comprises 14 members appointed by the trustee The foremost qualification of membership of the body is technical expertise. The people chosen represent the best available combination of technical skills and background experience of relevant national business and market conditions. So some of the expert in that field, accounting field, or by making this kind of rules, they can be the member of IASB, and that is from different nation all over the world. Also the members can, every nation, any nation members also can join. So that is the qualification. So that's the technical expertise in accounting, this principles or concepts or conventions or rules, guidelines and all. So let me conclude. What we discuss in today's class, some of the terms, generally accepted accounting principles, so within that AS in accounting standard, or we can say it's a domestic accounting standard. IAS, that's international accounting standard. IND AS, in India we are clubbed with the existing accounting standard, clubbed with the IFRS. We can see IND AS and IFRS, that's all over, different nation they are following IFRS. And then after we discuss IFRS foundations. IFR Foundation, multinational companies, global companies across the world prepare the financial reports. They are following these principles, and the meaning, that is, it's a set of international accounting standard stating how the particular type of transactions and other events should be reported in the financial statement, and it includes 4 things. And IFRS foundations, that is, it's include 22 trustee, and it is founded in 2001. And the qualification of this membership, so that's we can say it is a technical expertise. Thank you.